Welcome back to On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. We're here with the woman of the hour, Miss Chilli. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be in your presence. I think I was 4 when No Scrubs came out, so that was the first song that I remember knowing all the words to.
It's a good song to learn.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit about your involvement with Saving Our Daughters.
Oh, well, I've been doing work with them for a little while. I have my own nonprofit organization called Chilli's Crew, so we've merged together to do stuff. And this event, even today, with crickets for Toys for Tots, which is what's going on here. So I love kids, clearly, and so it's always wonderful giving back, especially to kids, because you don't know what the circumstances are. You know what I mean? And so if any of us can get together and give and spend time and, just let them know that they're loved, I think that that's very important, very needed all the time.
Okay. And what exactly inspired you to do this toy drive? Have you done any other events in the community in the past?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always done stuff. I can't mention the home because it's, they don't like you to, but I've done stuff like that all the time, bringing clothes from my own closet, for kids, and these kids were a little older, and so they needed a little extra care, and so I've always been involved in that way.
Okay. And as far as music goes, are there any girl groups here in Atlanta or all across the nation that you see on the come up and getting ready to blow?
I don't know. I don't. There's not a lot of girl groups. Yeah, I think Fifth Harmony's doing good or something. But so it's just nice to see women, period, whether you're in a group or a solo artist, it doesn't matter. We are all about that girl power thing. That's what we're all about, and so we're always very supportive of females doing wonderful things, so.
In 2017, going into 2018, with trap music being so prominent here in Atlanta, where do you see the future of R&B going, especially for Atlanta artists?
Well, it's funny because we just released our last album. Thank you, and we have a song on there, and it has a little bit of a trap feel to it. And so I think that with music, period, because, we don't put ourselves in any kind of category. We're not R&B, we're everything, a little bit of everything. And so I think music just kind of it's like a little wave, you know what I mean? So, like, you don't even see rock bands anymore. It's like, where are those? And even boy bands, all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, it'll come back, and then it'll be flooded with that, and then you'll be dying for more solo artists, So it all comes around. It all has this, 15 minutes, and it'll start getting old, and whoever comes up with that next sound, and it becomes popular, and the right artist is the one to, introduce it, then it becomes a domino effect.
Then all it takes is that right person, the right influencer.
That's it.
To start a new trend.
Then 20,000 come. It's the same, so that's just how it is.
And after watching movies like the TLC movie and the New Edition story, we see how hard it is to make it in the music business, especially with not really owning the rights to your own music. So in 2017, would you inspire up-and-coming artists to take the independent route, or would you suggest that they sign to a label?
Well, it's not even a suggestion. I think they're already taking the independent route. With social media and stuff, you almost kind of don't need a label, so it depends on the artist. It depends on what kind of artist you want to be. With that is, some rap to me seems like it's the new pop music, and I don't think you need a huge machine behind something like that. But when it comes to, groups and things where you really gotta have artist development and all that, a label I think is a good choice, depending on the way you go in independent. You know what I'm saying? Depends on who your team is. So it just kind of varies. But they have way more options. I'm glad we came out when we did.
Which was a great era of music, by the way.
Thank you so much. But, people really bought CDs and stuff. I'm still a CD buyer. I buy DVDs because I like to read, you know what I mean, on there and find out more about the artists, and even with movies, you know what I'm saying? It's like I love to buy, DVDs and see the special features and the interviews with the actors and stuff like that. So you kind of, when you stream everything and download everything, you miss that intimacy, that feel of, getting to know the artist. So.
And what can we expect from Chilli in 2018? I know you've done some reality shows. Are you planning on maybe going back to music?
Well, I can never leave music, being that I have a new album out. But we're just picking up the second leg of our tour, the first one, because we were here in Atlanta at the Gwinnett Arena in September. And so we start back up in January overseas. And a whole bunch of other stuff is, we're working on. I don't like to talk about anything. I just like, hey, there it is. So, but we're very blessed to still be here so many years later. It's been 25 years now, I think. Yeah, so we're very blessed to have that longevity, which is, you just don't know if you're going to be the artist to have that. So we're blessed.
And on what platforms can we find the music? Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify?
Not Tidal, but it's everywhere but Tidal. Yeah, it's everywhere. Target, Walmart. You can TLC, it's everywhere.
Gotcha. Well, it was great speaking with you. You're such a pleasure to be around. Once again, this was On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. Welcome back to On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. With us here, we have Miss Deb, who is the co-founder of Saving Our Daughters. How are you doing today?
I'm doing blessed. How about you?
Doing pretty well myself. I'm happy to be here. So tell us a little bit about how you founded Saving Our Daughters.
Well, my husband and I, we both co-founded Saving Our Daughters years ago, back in like 2004. And basically, we had started with mentoring programs for girls. And then, unfortunately, we lost our youngest daughter, Ilis, to cancer, in 2011. So since then, Christmas time, we usually do different things, different partnerships in her memory. And so giving back Brat doll toys every year to different girls, and actually partnered up with Miss Chilli to come out to help support the community.
That's awesome. You're such an inspiration. Yeah. So how did you guys get connected with Miss Chilli here?
Well, actually, in Atlanta, everybody, it's sort of small, and everybody to start partnering up and get together. It's great to not duplicate, just get together, and you have more of an impact for the community. So her publicist knows my husband, and we did a couple of events. And then Miss Chilli, she actually invited some of our girls out to some movie premieres and to a special dinner. So she's really been like a great mentor for our girls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really great. This event altogether is a wonderful event, and more people should start doing things like this. So what's new? Like, what does Saving Our Daughters have coming up next for 2018?
Well, 2018 it's going to be a big year. It was such a blessing. We have 5 different cities that we're in. We're currently serving girls in New York, in LA, Chicago, Cleveland, and here in Atlanta. We partner up with Ron Clark Academy to do special programming. We have Saving Our Cinderellas, which is a mentoring program where we focus on the arts. So we get different people in the industry, whether it's behind the scenes, musicians, actresses, producers, to come aboard. And one of the most exciting partnerships is with Empire. Yes. There are several people from Empire, including Miss Grace Gilly Byers. She's one of our ambassadors. And so we just try to take the girls on field trips, let them go to the studio, come behind the scenes. And then we also have a big program where we're fighting bullying. As you know, it's a lot of bullying going on, a lot of suicidal reports coming out from kids that's been bullied. So we're trying to get the kids to focus on something more important, help boost their self-esteem, let them know that they can speak out about it and speak up when they witness bullying. And so we're just really excited to just continue with the mentoring programs. Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anywhere we can find Saving Our Daughters online? Maybe do you guys have a website, or do you have an Instagram page that we can follow you on?
Yes, savingourdaughters.org is our website, and on Instagram we're at Saving Daughters, and then on Facebook, and it's Saving Our Daughters Incorporated. Okay, well, thank you.
Well, no, thank you for being here and taking the time out to do this interview with us. Once again, this is On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. Welcome back to On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. Right now we're here with Ms. LaToya. She's one of the partners with Saving Our Daughters. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about your role with Saving Our Daughters. You're one of their partners. So tell us a little bit about what exactly it is you do with them.
Okay, so basically I am a coordinator at Covenant House, Georgia, and I help with the young ladies there. We partner with Saving Our Daughters. They've done a lot for the homeless youth that we serve. They help us out with Glam Day for prom. They take them to different events where they can actually meet one-on-one mentors that can help them with different life skills so they can become self-sufficient.
Yeah, mentoring is so important. I wish I would have had a mentor when I was growing up. What would you say is the importance of mentoring, especially with young girls here in Atlanta?
Basically, that one-on-one experience. There are so many youth in our community, and we don't have a lot of mentors to help them one-on-one. There's so many influences that can be negative on them, and so any life skill, the women's empowerment, anything that can make them self-sufficient is just always beneficial.
And does the Covenant House of Georgia, do you guys do any other projects or partner with anyone else here in Atlanta?
We do. We have a few corporate partners. We work with Delta Airlines. We work with Accenture. So anyone that can offer our young ladies job readiness, any etiquette is always good. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about yourself outside of, everything that you do with the Covenant House and Saving Our Daughters. What exactly do you do?
So basically, same thing, kind of outside, just mentorship, just on my own. I've worked with Covenant House for 6 years, so I've just grown professionally and personally. And I've only been in Atlanta for 6 years, so just learning what the community needs. And so that just kind of empowers me to do it outside as well.
Okay. And speaking of the Atlanta community, is there anything in Atlanta that you think needs to be changed, needs to be fixed?
Pay attention to the youth. Let's listen to our youth. They have a lot to offer. They're talented. They're smart. They all are articulate. So we need to listen to the youth and see what they need and meet them where they are.
Okay. Well, how can we find you guys? How can we find the Covenant House?
So Covenant House, Georgia is located in West Midtown. We're on 1559 Johnson Road Northwest, right outside of the Bankhead community.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being with us here today. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Once again, this was On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. Welcome back to On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. With us, we have Vito. He's a singer, songwriter, artist, and a dancer. Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm awesome. Just blessed to be here. Blessed I got invited out by Chilli. That's like my second mom. She stay on me. But I'm blessed to be here. I'm just, happy that I can give back.
And you've worked with some pretty big names. So tell us, everybody, or some of the people that you've worked with and some of the pieces that you worked on.
Yeah. Well, as right now, I worked with Chris Brown. I did 2 songs on his last album. One called Other Niggas, and the other one called Everybody Knows.
This channel is Rated G.
Rated G, my bad. My bad. But I'm currently working on Usher's new project now. Hoping to land some placements on it. I was on the season 4 of The Voice on his team. I'm currently writing for Trey Songz's new album over at Atlantic. I've had the opportunity to get in and work with Cardi B, so we're working with Cardi B now on her new stuff that's coming out. Just a slew of a bunch of other people, man. I think that I've just been blessed. Like I said, just been blessed to be put in these positions from the work that I've been putting in since I've been here.
You're definitely out here making a name for yourself in the industry. So, you've worked with all these people. Tell us a little bit about your work.
Yeah. Well, my album just dropped December 8th. Called From Now On. It's on all social media platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, everything, Spotify. But my music, like I said, I write for other people, but when it comes to myself, that's my first love. I'm an artist first, but my writing is what funds the artistry. My writing comes from a place where, I've been through a lot when I coming up. Lost my mom in 2013 to lung cancer. So, I've been through a lot, but my music will definitely explain to you who I am and make you fall in love with the person, more so of, what a person has and things like that. My music actually tells a story.
And seeing that you're so multi-talented and a jack of all trades, can you talk a little bit about how important it is to be well-rounded and be multi-talented in this industry?
Man, every famous or rich person that I've met always have multiple streams of income. there's never a situation where you want to be, you want to rely upon one stream of income. So nowadays, man, you got to have more than one avenue of money coming in, man. You want to be able to do it all. You want to be able to write songs for people, at the same time write your own songs. You want to be able to put on a full show instead of just standing there with a mic and sing, which is good, but people want to be entertained. I started my own label. I'm the CEO of my own label. I signed myself.
What's the name of your label?
Yeah, New Wave Music Group. Gotcha. New Wave. But that's something that I decided to do because I just didn't see myself signing all my rights away to a major label. No disrespect to them, because at some point you have to plug into the big machine. But I felt like, hey man, I got enough momentum going to start my own label and fund everything myself.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Chilli about that. Independent is the new wave, so I definitely support that. What new projects do you have coming up? I know you said that you just dropped your album 2 days ago. Can we expect maybe any performances from you across the city?
Well, we're actually getting a bunch of stuff booked now. So we got a couple coming up next year. But as of right now, I just been focused on writing for other people. But stay tuned on my social media at Vito the Singer, and you will definitely see some dates. Hopefully, we put together a tour with me and some of my fellow artists, my fellow artist friends, singers, and stuff like that. So just stay tuned. But yeah, man, it's moving. My album actually debuted at number 8 on iTunes independently.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And who are some of your musical influences?
Oh man, Stevie Wonder. I see us in the park, strolling the summer's days of imaginings in my head. You know what I'm saying? So Stevie Wonder, of course Michael, Usher. I've had the pleasure working with him. Chris too. Who else we got? Temptations. I love the Temptations. And just a few, man. I can be here all day telling you what my influences are. But, my influences, honestly, man, I get my influence from my fans, man, and just seeing what people go through it daily. That's an influence for me. So, yeah, everything is an influence.
And you named Usher, and you also mentioned that you worked with him. How was that, working with one of your idols? Were you ever intimidated or nervous when you started working with him?
I was nervous, of course. I don't think I would say intimidated, but I was nervous simply because I wanted to do well. Right. I wanted to make an impression, and I think that when you're nervous about something, it just means that you care. It just means that you're really passionate about it. But working with him was definitely a dream come true because, like I said, I used to watch him. I watch all his music videos, and when it come to find out, he's actually my coach now. I'm working with him, hanging out with him, going to the club. So it's like a dream come true, man, for a young artist like me, man. Definitely.
You got to give me your best Usher impersonation. I need you to hit a dance. You said you were a dancer. Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? He might do something like that. You know what I mean? He might do that. So, I think that everything, man, and it's not so much as just, him as a dancer, man. Usher's always been one of those guys that has always been able to maintain his composure under a lot of scrutiny. And I think that's what stands out to me the most because, man, do people go through a lot?
This is true. Well, it was great having you here on the guest list. I really appreciate you for, taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you so much.
Once again, this was On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. Welcome back to On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. We're here with Miss JD. She is one of the Atlanta ambassadors for Saving Our Daughters. How are you today?
I am great. How are you?
It's great. I'm great. I'm happy to be here. So tell us a little bit about Saving Our Daughters. What is the organization all about?
Saving Our Daughters is about partnering young and unfortunate girls with dreams and opportunities they may have missed throughout life through dance and music and teamwork and partnerships. We get to go to events like movie premieres exclusively and network building opportunities, vision boards, that type of thing, all about building confidence and the drive to move forward and show that you can do more. So it's a really cool experience, and you got to do a lot of cool things. Yeah.
That sounds like something that I definitely need to get a part of because I'm actually in the process of creating my vision board. So, yeah, do you guys host any events of your own throughout the city?
It depends. Like, we all do partnerships with different people, so like we kind of connect with them and then see what we can and cannot do. We actually did a back to school drive for TI a while ago. We did the exclusive premiere of the movie on TV1, the Felicia something. Yeah, so we did that. Yeah, so we do those type of things. We go to skating sometimes. Like, it depends on what the event is. So it's just like different things, different avenues, different partnerships, that type of thing. Yeah.
And how did you guys get connected with Miss Chilli here?
Oh my gosh, so that would be a question for Ms. Deb because I don't have the direct connect, unfortunately, guys. But I have worked with her before at Sweet Lounge a few times and different things. Yeah, so I've definitely met her before, but I don't have the connect, unfortunately, with her. Yes.
And you mentioned a little while earlier that you studied at Georgia State. So tell us a little bit about what you learned at Georgia State or what you were studying at Georgia State and what you're doing now.
So I'm a health science major at Georgia State with the objective to be a registered nurse. I am currently employed at Emory Hospital as a nurse assistant and partial dialysis technician. I am looking to pursue my pharmacy tech and surgical tech within the next year while still pursuing my nursing degree at Georgia State. Yeah.
You do a little bit of everything. It seems like you're a jack of all trades. So do you have any special projects coming up that you would like to tell the people about?
I might have something coming up, but not really. Haven't worked out details. Hopefully, guys. Hopefully.
And is there anywhere we can find you on social media? Are you on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook? No?
I have no social media besides the LinkedIn page. I'm sorry.
Listen, honestly, LinkedIn is what's the most important. So I definitely feel you on that. Well, thank you for being here. You know, it was great speaking with you and learning more about saving our daughters. Once again, this was On the Guest List brought to you by StreamATL.net. Welcome back to On the Guest List, brought to you by StreamATL.net. We have with us Brianna J from V103, the People's Station. How you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here. Not so excited about the cold, but I'm happy to be here.
It's not that cold. It's just a little bit brisk. That's it. You see, I got my arms out and everything. It's not that cold.
Listen, I'm from Florida.
Okay, I'm from Denver.
So, okay, yeah. Huge difference, night and day.
All right, that's fair.
So tell us a little bit about how you got your start with V103.
I've been with V for 3 years now. I did radio in Phoenix for a long time at the same radio station. Reggie Rouse at V saw something in me that he felt would work with the market, and so I came out here, and here I am. So it's been a meteoric rise since I've been here. It's been awesome. The city of Atlanta has embraced me in a way that I never really imagined possible because I came from a market that was, different, shall we say, demographically, right? And so I had the concern as to whether or not this market was going to receive me because I come from a different type of format, right? And so coming to an urban market is always something that, if you're not used to it, it could be a risk. But thankfully, by the grace of God, the city has accepted me and shown me love, and so I'm here. So it's great.
What have been some of your greatest accomplishments since you've been at V103? Have you done any interviews that really just stuck out to you? What's been your favorite part?
You know what, in radio, man, like the favorite part to me, because you're going to meet everybody and you're going to interview everybody, you're going to talk to everybody. A lot of them are, friends of mine. Just like, everybody has friends. I don't look at it that way with the whole, celebrity aspect. But the thing that sticks out for me is the effect that you have on people. When you get messages and DMs and Facebooks from people that say, hey, man, when you said this, it made me laugh. Or when you talked about this on the air, man, I was sitting in the car with my girls and we was cracking up. Like, those are the moments that you yearn for in radio when you're an entertainer. Because, being part of the morning show now, we have an opportunity to set the tone for everybody's day. Like, we're the first thing you're exposed to when you get up out of bed and all that kind of thing. So we got to come with it. We got to make sure that your mood is set right. We got to make sure that the temperature of your day is awesome so that when you deal with all the BS that you have to deal with over the course of the day, we give you a little something to kind of pad you through that. So those are the moments that mean the most to me. Yeah.
And with streaming being so prominent now in 2017 going into 2018, where do you see the future of radio going?
Well, there's a radio.com app. If you don't have it, you need to get it, okay? That's where you can actually listen to us live. So, everything you're hearing on the air, you can hear on your phone, which, we all know that's where everything is going. Hardly anybody even talks on the phone anymore. I'm a texter and all like anybody else is. If you call me, chances are I might not answer because we're always doing other things. We always have stuff going on where I can text you, but I might not be able to talk to you verbally. So that's where it is. So radio stations that are built right, that have the right leadership, they know to stay ahead of the evolution curve. That's the key. You got to always stay ahead of that curve. And to do that, you got to say, okay, well, what are people doing? And we all know that everything is digital now. Everything is through your phone. You want to have easy access through this to whatever you need, whether it's food, whether it's clothes, whether it's finding a date, whatever it is. You want access right now to this, and radio is no different. So that's why you have the radio.com app. Now you can take the station with you if you're at work or if you're going to eat or whatever the case is, and it works. So it's just about staying ahead of that curve, and that's what keeps you successful.
So what's your take on this event with Saving Our Daughters, this nonprofit organization, and Chilli being here today for the meet and greet?
I think that in the climate that we're living in right now, something like this is very imperative because, let's just keep it real. The demeanor of a lot of our people, especially our young women, is really low right now because of things that we're going through with all the sexual harassment and all of the just, misrepresentation of young females and stuff like that. So I think that Chilli's doing an awesome thing, and we're very pleased to partner with her to bring awareness to what's going on because at the end of the day, it's all about self-esteem. And we need our young women to have increased self-esteem so they can go out there and conquer the things they need to conquer in the world. So I'm just very grateful to be here.
So where can the people find you personally? Are you on Instagram?
My Instagram is at JARARD_J, Gerard_J. And I will tell you now, I am very heavy and I am very transparent on Instagram. So if there's something you want to know about me, you're probably going to find out on Instagram. I'm on there.
Proceed with caution.
Hey, but it's all love, though. It's all fun. It's at JARARD_J.
Well, thank you for an awesome interview. It was great speaking with you.
Absolutely.
Once again, this is On the Guest List brought to you by StreamATL.net. Welcome back to On the Guest List brought to you by StreamATL.net. With us, we have Miss Shakita. She's the sister and manager for Solstice. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well myself. Solstice actually just released an album. Can you tell us a little bit about what went into that?
Everything about her went into it. It is her first neo-soul album.
Congratulations to the both of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's called This Thing Called Love. If you have not gotten a copy, I strongly encourage you to go. She's on all social media, anywhere you can download, iTunes, get you a copy because it's amazing. She takes you on this journey of love and relationships and all the different emotions that's mixed into it. So it's pretty dope.
And who were some of her biggest inspirations growing up?
Her biggest inspirations. We come from a big family, so that's tough. She had a couple. One of her main people as far as artists in the same industry, she's a Jill Scott lover. Yeah, I gotta say she's a lover of Jill Scott. So, but there's many people that God has placed along our path that has allowed, kind of inspired her to do and be who she is. So, absolutely.
And is there any chance we may be able to catch her in concert? Any performances here in Atlanta?
This year is a big year for us. So, this year we're kind of laying low. Of course, she just released the single, but 2018 is going to be big. So, if you're not following her yet, follow her on I Am Solstice. She's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow her because we keep you posted on what's going on and any events that's happening. So yeah, absolutely.
And neo soul is such a distinct genre. Did she mention anyone else that she possibly wanted to work with in the future?
She's mentioned it, but I don't know. I probably shouldn't say exactly who, but yeah, it's a couple of people that she's going to be interested in working with and will work with. Again, 2018 is a big year for us, so I don't want to put too much out there, but follow her and you'll definitely stay in tune with what's going on. Absolutely.
And what's your favorite single on the album?
Crazy Love is my favorite.
And why Crazy Love?
Well, she often says she was born Jamaican. She was Jamaican in her past life. That's what she likes to proclaim. So it's kind of a reggae. And again, it's crazy love. It talks to you about the experience of love and how crazy, how the journey of love can make you sometimes a little crazy. So it's definitely it'll once you hear it, it makes you get up and move. It makes you feel it. And that's with all the songs that's on there. So absolutely.
I'll definitely have to take a listen. I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to get into new genres. I listen to a lot of trap music, and I'm trying to stray away from that in 2018. So I'll definitely take a listen. But thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
If she was here, she'd definitely be doing this interview, but she had to be elsewhere. So I'm here representing.
And can you remind us one time of where we can find her?
Find her at I Am Solstice on email. On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, all social media. She's I Am Solstice.
Sounds good. Well, thank you again. Once again, this was On the Guest List brought to you by StreamATL.net.